All right, everyone, we have to discuss Kristi Noem because she doesn't appear to know when to quit. She's politically now dead, I think. Her book with regards to the passage about her shooting her dog, I've already stated this. I understand it as a rural American. It's a little bit different than, in Penthouseville or something like that. And I don't have a problem with her putting down a dog that has shown itself to be a menace. So it attacked the neighbor's animals, it then tried to bite her, and she's like, I can't deal with this. And also, under normal auspices, and people don't realize this, if your dog bites somebody, so if this dog bit, the neighbor's kid, instead of killing a couple of chickens, the dog would be euthanized, generally speaking. There's very little leeway within the law for an animal to exist if it's of significant enough size to potentially cause harm, and it does cause harm. Normally it's euthanized. I don't blame her for that. What I will blame her for, though, is extremely lacking in the strategery department. This is almost W levels of strategery that we're seeing here. Christy Noem should not have put that passage in her book. She should then not a few days later double down, link in the description, archived of course, and bring up Biden's dog, Commander, and then refuse to answer the question, well, should the dog be shot? Well, the answer should be yes. I mean, if you're going to double down, do it completely. Yes, Commander should be euthanized. There have been, 25 different instances of this particular animal, Biden's dog there, Biden's German Shepherd, biting people, sometimes to the point where they needed medical attention. Yeah, under normal auspices, if it weren't the Presidente's dog, it would be euthanized. This could have been made clear by Miss Noem. Then it would have been okay. She stopped short of that. Stop running yourself into the ground. Your political career is effectively over. Now, this is interesting probably hearing from me, because up until this incident, I said Kristi Noem would be probably one of the top contenders for a running mate for Donald Trump. I have a feeling that she's no longer in the contention. Not because of her having done anything terribly wrong. Again, animals, when they attack somebody or they attack a bunch of livestock, they typically are euthanized. The fact that she shot it instead of taking it to the vet to be put down in a so-called humane manner is at that point completely immaterial. What I blame her for, and why she's now political dead weight more than anything else, is because she doesn't understand optics. She needs to understand that soccer mom suburban America, which is the main voting bloc Trump is going to have to woo, he doesn't have a problem with rural American voters, and they don't have a problem with what Miss Noem did. They don't give a shit. You don't have to worry about the urbanite voters, because they're not going to vote for you anyway. It's in the margins, small town and suburban voters, where you really need to make your mint. If you took on a running mate that has this kind of political dead weight that can be exploited endlessly, it doesn't matter if what you did was wrong. It's immaterial. It only matters what the public perceives of as having been wrong or not wrong, because you're literally trying to get that public to the body public to vote for you. If the public conceives of you as an animal abuser, you ain't going far in politics. Mitt Romney one time had a dog strapped to the top of his car for an extended vacation. He got shit for that. That's actually more inappropriate, and I don't know why he did that, and it was very strange, but Mitt Romney's a strange dude. I won't give him any credit. Noem didn't do anything wrong, but she's still going to get shit on for it, and she just doesn't understand now is probably not the time to double down. If anything, you should do the politician thing and say, look, it was a joke that never actually happened. I put it in there as an anecdote, as a metaphor for doing hard things that you don't want to do. Some people would have let her off, probably. She would have been a top contender. She's on a dog downward spiral at the moment, and doesn't appear to know when to quit it. I have a feeling that her political career has fundamentally ended. And it's kind of sad because, well, there is one name that would have been highly appreciated on the ticket. I think Kristi Noem would have done a good job. And I can't imagine, if Donald Trump at this point, looking at the firestorm about this book entry, were to choose her as running mate, it'd probably be a huge mistake. It could even lose him the presidency. Again, it's not about what's right or wrong. It's about what the public perceives of as right or wrong. You don't put a passage in your book, oh, I remember the time that I fucked this pig. Remember the time that I shot the dog. Talking about weird shit that you've done in the past. Normally, people don't put that in their books. Maybe if it's a memoir, they're at the end of their life and they're like, yeah, I killed a man back in 1938 or something like that. Okay, well, you're not trying to run for office at the time. Kristi Noem is. She was a shortlister. Everyone knows this. It's really going to hurt her. By the way, with Noem out of the way, this raises Tulsi Gabbard's chances appreciably, since she's now at the top of the pack, strategically speaking, as well. I don't know that Gabbard has ever bragged about beating an animal to death or something like that. I mean, people are going to go through his running mate, Trump's running mate, with a fine-tooth comb to find literally anything that they can bitch about. Only one person that was being seriously considered has openly admitted to something that the general public would find unpalatable. Even people that say, well, she didn't do anything illegal. She euthanized her pet because it was a menace. Even they're going to be a little bit discomforted by that story, thinking about the person who's a heartbeat away from the presidency having shot their dog. I think will not be good for voting chances. Now, I have a feeling her career is fundamentally over. And I don't just mean for being in the running for running mate. I mean, should she seek any other elected office, I think it'll be an uphill battle. Because people are going to go protest at her events, and it'll be for political reasons. Some of them won't even care that she shot the dog. And they'll have a picture of a hunting dog there with Kristi Noem photoshopped on it with a revolver or something like that. And you didn't just hand an arrow to your enemy. Republicans are good at doing that generally. Normally you don't hand them a full quiver and a fucking bow. That's what she did. Let's be completely honest here. I can be rational and say, in the context again of rural America and what happened with the dog, that it's not unacceptable that she shot the animal because it was a menace. And it's not necessarily the case that she's going to be able to retrain it so that it doesn't attack the neighbor's chickens. What if next time it's the neighbor's kids? Again, you can get in huge trouble for that. It's not about that, though. What does the average voter, which is not in, butt-fuck rural America like I am, how are they going to perceive such a thing? In a suburban setting, if the dog is a menace, if the police get called, they drag the dog off and then they kill it. The outcome's the same. The dog is still dead, but they didn't self-inflict on their own pet. It's like they'll eat a hamburger, but they don't want to go to a farm and see a slaughtering happening. There's some NIMBYist hypocrisy there, and the reality of rural farm town America is different from the reality that's experienced by a suburbanite or an urbanite. Understood. Doesn't matter. Means absolutely nothing within the context of politics. If you want to get elected, you have to ride the issues and you have to go along somewhat with the whim of the public. And she didn't. She's still, she's locked in the Dakota mindset and doesn't seem to understand even fully. Even when confronted about this, she sort of glazes over and doesn't seem to understand why what she said in her book was a bad idea. It's like it's somebody else's fault. No, you're in politics. You have to go along. You have to be optically, kosher, and you're not. That's just the long and short of it. So, yeah, enjoy unemployment, because I can't imagine you're going to have many people voting for you. It doesn't matter whether it was right or wrong. It matters what the public perceives. That's about all. Peace out.